If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Dune 2, one of the top trending topics this morning. That's the new movie that's out today, the sequel to Dune, Part 1. Now, that was out a couple years ago. I tried watching Dune, and it is the best way to describe it is sort of a sci-fi political film.
Oh.
And
not political in a good way either, though.
Space politics.
Yeah, love it.
I watched it yesterday.
Yes.
Space politics.
You watched it yesterday?
Yeah, because I hadn't seen it before.
A little slow.
It's very slow.
Marxist in space.
Marxist in space.
So are you going to see Dune 2 today, Rob? And that's why you watched it?
Well, that depends on how I feel when we're done with the show today. But yes, that's the plan.
Okay.
You may not have it in you to go sit in a movie theater.
For 2 hours and 45 minutes? Yeah, I don't know yet.
Oh, God. For a sequel where you didn't even like the first one that much.
I did like the first one.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
It was a
okay.
little slow to begin with, but it was good.
A little slow through the whole thing. And they say this one is better, but still, they're long movies. And TJ, just trust me, they're weird. You're not.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even think about the fact that I would ever want to.
He never gave that a second
TJ,
thought.
I had a thought yesterday when I was watching it. Would you ever watch a movie that is going to have a cliffhanger that you know of? Exactly. Like at the end?
No.
I didn't think you would.
No, where they leave a cliffhanger until the sequel of a movie gets made?
Yeah, you would not want to watch that.
No
right?
way.
That's what I figured, yes.
No, so just put that on the list. But that's far down the list of why I wouldn't want to watch this movie.
I know, but that made me think about that.
Marxist sci-fi, please.
Miley Cyrus has a new song out today. It's called Doctor. It's actually Pharrell Williams and Miley Cyrus. Doctor, work it out in parentheses.
Yeah.
But she looks really good. She's starting to look like her mom a lot. But this one is fun. It's upbeat. It's peppy. It's poppy. I think you'll like it.
Does it sound like all other Pharrell songs?
Kind of.
Okay.
Which is
They're
not
good.
not necessarily
It's not
a bad thing.
Yeah. It's like all AC/DC songs sound kind of alike. I like all those.
Exactly. So that's out today along with a new freestyle from Cardi B. So that is what's trending in music. But one quick note, Justin Bieber, happy birthday. 30 years old today. That'll make you feel a little old.
Hard to believe he's been around 15 years already.
30.
I mean, older.
Thought he was older?
Yeah.
Really? I will always look at Justin Bieber as like the kid with like the swooping hair. But yeah, 30 years old today, so people are sending their warm wishes. And my favorite story of the day, Weight Watchers announced during an earnings call that their partnership with Oprah is coming to an end. And partly due to because I think they called it the perceived conflict with Oprah taking Ozempic while on the Weight Watchers program. Now, Weight Watchers has embraced Ozempic. They build programs for you to count points while taking Ozempic shots. But they said there was a perceived conflict of interest. So Oprah sold a bunch of her shares a few months ago. And
Stepped down from the board because I'm sure she was like nose to the grindstone, work every day on that board of directors.
sure.
All over it.
I'm sure she wasn't just a figurehead.
not at all. So that is done. But those are just a few things that are now trending.
All right, a woman in love has faced now international humiliation. We'll tell you what happened to her coming up next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
All guests of the Ace and TJ show stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Beautiful rooms, incredible dining options. Book your room by calling 980-299-7123. It's the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Okay. There's a lot to this story, so I'm going to try to make it as detailed as possible in a short amount of time. There's a radio show in Melbourne, Australia. It's 101.9 The Fox, and they have what they call a wake-up show. That's the morning show, the wake-up show. Some places call it a breakfast show. but they call it a wake-up show in Melbourne. It was Ladies' Privilege Day yesterday, which is Leap Day. You know, they have ladies' privilege. It's a bachelor's day in an Irish tradition where women are allowed to propose to men. So drop the traditions and all. Women can propose to men on this day. Well, they offered a proposal on the radio live to this lady. She called her wannabe husband Brad. They've been together for 5 years. She said, it's been the most incredible 5 years of my life. Every morning I wake up as the luckiest girl alive. You make me feel like nothing else I've ever felt before. You are my north, my south, my east, my west, my working week, and my Sunday rest. I've loved growing with you and learning about you. I love the person you are, and the person I am is totally because of you. I can't wait to do this forever. Will you marry me? And we see where this is going. Yes. Stutter, stammer, big pause. He says, you're joking, obviously, like, you're joking. Is this live on air? I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm just I don't know if this sort of thing you do on air. It's a big deal. So it ended in humiliation for her. Made international news. Now, here's how that relates to you, because your beloved radio show, the one that you know is legendary and better than any other radio show that's ever been on the radio or a podcast, that would be the Ace and TJ show, already did this bit, and it didn't make international news. Years ago, late 90s, Huntsville, Alabama, it was Sadie Hawkins Day. Remember Sadie Hawkins Day? That's where girls ask guys to go to the dance, and they also proposed to guys on that one day. It may have been a leap day. I don't know. But we offered the same thing to a lady, and it wasn't staged at all. Like stuff you hear today where the person you call on the spot says something and it offends the other person and all that's scripted and staged, because you can't just call somebody and put them on the radio without their permission. But we called him, told him who we were. Can you go on the air with us? He went on the air with us, and hey, your girlfriend wants to tell you something. She proposed. Big silence. And he said, can I think about it? And she immediately started like nervous laughing, sounded like she was about to cry. It was a sad thing. We're looking at each other like, oh my God, no.
Because you figured it was a gimme.
Yeah, because she said, we've been living together. It's like we've talked about it. It's, this is going to be fun. Well, It wasn't fun, and it was pretty devastating for us all, but mainly for her. But again, didn't make international news, but we started that. We were the first to do that.
We didn't know about press releases then.
No, we didn't. And there weren't no internet.
There was no internet.
All right, so we got a trashy situation with what is normally known as a glamorous celebrity. Tell you what that is next.
Live in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Attention Charlotte, treat yourself to a delicious meal that's made with fresh, seasonal ingredients and ready in just 20 minutes. Enjoy a fine dining experience without ever leaving your home. Head over to tableandtwine.com.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. One of the most beautiful celebrities that that this era has ever known is Elizabeth Hurley. And she's in her 50s now. She's a British, she's a bird. They call them birds in Great Britain. And she started out as a model, made it into acting, and just absolutely beautiful. Glamorous, too. Classy looking. Classy. Yeah, they're real classy. But she is in a movie where she is having a lesbian, pretty graphic relations scene in the movie. Now, here's the thing. The movie is written and directed by her 21-year-old son. Now, how trashy is that? And I don't care whether it's two women, a woman and a man. I don't care what it is. If you're writing a part in a movie that requires your mama to have a sex scene in front of you while you tell her what to do because you're the director, that is white trash.
I do not want my mom in that movie.
No. I'm telling you, these celebrities are just complete lunatics.
So so he's the director.
Yes, and he wrote it.
And she has this scene with a woman, and he's standing there saying, like, turn, gonna move the camera, turn.
No, and he's telling her, all right, Mom, when you do it this time, that moan that you gave, I'm not believing that. You gotta really make me think you're feeling this and that you're so excited and turned on. Be more turned on, Mom. Things like that. I picture that. Have you ever seen that that behind the scenes of making of the movie where Bradley Cooper was the sniper? He played part of the sniper guy, and Clint Eastwood directed it. What was it?
No, I've never seen the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, there's a thing where Clint Eastwood is off camera, but he's right in Bradley Cooper's face, and Bradley Cooper has the bead drawn down on his target, and as he's sitting there ready to do the shot, Clint Eastwood is right in his face, and he's telling him, I want to believe this. These people are da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You're believing right now. And they're face to face. I picture this kid doing that with his mom. Like, going, Mom, I don't believe that you just, I don't even want to say, but Mom, you're not kissing her passionately enough. Oh, God. Now you have to just rip my mom's top off, whatever the other actress's name is. That is just absolutely trashy.
There's no way. If I wrote that, I would go, hey, Mom, I know you were going to do this. I don't want you doing this movie. I don't need you. I'll find somebody else. It's okay.
And it's almost like he wrote it for his mom.
To ask, you think maybe he did?
He's like, I'm 21. I'm writing and directing a feature film, and I need to bring some star power. And my mom is the most famous person I know. Ugh.
Wow.
It's very disturbing.
I don't like that.
So, and it also shows that British people can be white trash rednecks as well. That's the big
Live
thing.
in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Our nation's second president, John Adams, always slept on the left side of the bed. He believed this would increase his chances of having positive dreams and a more successful next day. That's why every mattress we sell here at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress includes a left side.
And for those that prefer waking up on the right side of the bed, our mattresses come with one of those too.
This President's Day, you can save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic sets. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So today is the last day of the week when we've the first week of these new projects that we have with Ace and his friends podcasts and stuff that comes on at 3 on our app every afternoon, and then the TJ's podcast. Who's hosting that? And that is at 10 Eastern in the AM. But I think when you do something brand new for like just change your whole work schedules and things like that, you get used to it. And the first week is kind of hairy, but I think this week's been pretty smooth, right? It is Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the last day of the week.
Yep.
Yesterday I went after I was finished, doing all of the recording and everything, and I went to a little local cafe, as my grandmother would call it, a diner. And it's called Corinne's. It's a legendary local place in the little town of Mooresville. It's in old Mooresville. The original Mooresville before they started building all the stuff over here on the lake side of it. And I went up in there, and you would have thought Elvis had done walked in the door. I mean, come on.
I saw. Is that where you were when you posted a picture yesterday?
Yeah. And I know I seem like a dork because I wasn't hungry. I just wanted to get a cup of coffee and then look over some news type stuff, show prep kind of things. And I sat up at the counter, and there was nobody else at the counter. It was just I. And she brought the menu, and I was like, I think I'm just going to have coffee. Now, getting coffee at a place like that is not like going into Starbucks and getting a cup of coffee and chilling. I mean, a cup of coffee there is about $1.50. And if you're going to sit, they give you free warm-ups as well. So I'm just sitting there drinking $1.50 worth of coffee, actually probably drinking about $3.50, $4 or $5 worth of coffee and paying $3 for $2. So I kept, I'm sorry, if I'm in the way, if I'm taking up space. No, you're fine. And so I decided that may be my place. I may be going there because, I said, this is what kind of made me feel bad. Because I'm explaining, here's what I'm doing. Don't think I'm a freak just coming in here trying to drink up coffee on the cheap or whatever. I said, I've been wanting to come in here. I said, my dad always had a place like this that he went to every morning and hung out with his friends or the people that were there. And she goes, oh, did he recently die? Her name's Lacey. Yeah. Hey, did he recently die? And I said, oh, no. But then I didn't want to get into, we're not close. We had a, because she had already made the, she made the emotional jump already. And I said, but he lives in Louisiana and we don't get to see each other very often. So, I mean, I didn't want, that would have been just an act to go, well, it's not like that.
Yeah, no.
We don't talk very often. And, there were some things from my childhood that I'm, blah, blah, blah.
He's dead to me, but he's not dead.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm supposed to call him today, but I think tomorrow's going to work into my schedule better. So please check out those new podcasts and stuff. We got all kinds of shows on the Ace and TJ Family app. Get them all.
All right, Riggins and Now Trending coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Bradham Brothers offers heating, air, and electrical installation and service that you can trust. Their family business has served thousands of customers with honesty and a smile for over 50 years. Go to bradhambrothers.com to schedule service or a free estimate today.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
It's the most special time of the week. We review the week that was pop culture, the week that was the Ace and TJ Show in song, thanks to Riggins and his week in review.
And this is my song, it's called A Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Today is the first day of March. Now I'll make a prediction or 10. Ace is gonna march right back to the doctor to get his vasectomy reversed again.
No, sir. No, sir. This is the month we make sure it works.
Wendy's is introducing dynamic pricing, which on the surface doesn't seem fair. Then I saw the people who were complaining, and they should not be eating there. People were speculating on Kate Middleton's absence. Google searches saw an amazing jump. It would be amazing if she released a statement like, sorry, I was taking a dump.
Unexpected that.
Cam Newton got jumped at a youth football tournament. Maybe they were doing it for clout. I get it. You see someone in a hat like that and you just want to knock him out. Oprah is leaving Weight Watchers. People learned she was on Ozempic and started to hate. She's like, counting points is good, but just taking a shot is great. Crocs is teaming up with NASCAR. Maybe you've heard the news. It's quite a collaboration. It's the possum soup of shoes. Popeyes is now the third largest provider of chicken wings. You get wings and all the trappings. So number 3 in wings and still number 1 in stabbing. This is my song.
It's called A Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you.
Thank you.
Live in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin. Should you buy? Should you sell? How do I present my house if I do want to sell it? All of those questions can be answered by the experts, and they can take care of you with the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. The Temple team knows everything there is to know about selling, marketing, and buying houses. So get in touch with them today at acetj.com/Temple team. The Temple team at Keller Williams Realty.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
All right, so the Hall Pass, there was even a whole movie about Hall Pass. When was that made? Like, I don't know.
83?
No, it was like 10, 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
it was like 2010.
It's been a while.
79.
But my point was the Hall Pass has been around for a long time. Where you pick a celebrity. Hey, if I ever have a chance to hook up with these 3 celebrities, I will. Of course, and that's just, I mean, it's just people having fun because it never in reality is ever going to happen. But let's say for a moment we suspend reality. Do you genuinely believe there is a celebrity or celebrities with whom you could pull a date if you met them somewhere? Like, is there a celebrity that you think, like, if you were in a restaurant or someplace, or you were at a dinner party and were introduced to this person, for all intents and purposes of the conversation, of the argument, for the hypothetical, you're single, the celebrity is single. Is there someone you think you could get to date you?
And I look like I do now, or I look like I used to look before I got old?
I would say today, but
Okay.
But any way you want to play it.
Yeah, well, if it was when I was a little younger, all of them.
Okay.
I could get a date with any of them. I think
TJ believes
at least
any
one
celebrity.
date. One date. Now, I don't know. maybe Courtney Love.
Okay. Riggins,
Precious,
do you have,
maybe.
Precious. Oh my God.
Do you have one, Riggins? That you genuinely think if you met this celebrity in some type of, not in a showbiz setting, but in a common setting, that you think you could get a date with?
I don't think so. Because to say yes, I mean, you sound like such a cocky weirdo.
I don't think you do in this case. Well,
but it depends on
how you look at it.
I'm trying to think, like who would be receptive to my whatever I've got. And I can't think of a single person.
Rob, did you have one?
No, I wouldn't talk to anybody. So
the only person I thought about it was like, okay, who do I think? And I went through it and thought I came up with nobody. But then one name popped into my head, and I thought, well, maybe, because she seems like just a really kind person. Jennifer Garner. We're about the same age. We're close to the same age, I think. I don't know. She seems like a really nice person. She does a lot of charity work. I do a lot of charity work. Maybe we'd have some common ground there. I don't know. That's about all I got.
See, my biggest problem would be trying to keep them at an arm's length. Because I know they'd be like, for example, Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
I could get her to go out with me. She'd fall in love. And then I'd have to be like, hey, girl, I'm not going on tour with you. I'm not doing any of that stuff. It's just fun, casual.
So at the Ace TJ show, we've already got some answers here that, and some of them you go, okay, I see that. Others I'm like, what? Okay. Good for you. Like Reagan said, some people they're coming out of the box very confident. The celebrity you genuinely think you could pull a date with. At the Ace TJ show, we'll get to him next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
All right, suspending reality for a moment. The celebrity you really think you could get a date with. If they were single, you met them, you really believe you could get a date with them. Let's say Brooke said, anybody at least 5 years younger than me. Before I met my husband, the majority of guys I dated were 5 years younger than me. And I'm short and look way younger than I am, so not too much of a problem.
I think I could get a date with Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Because she obviously, she doesn't care about looks. She dates some ugly guys. I'm serious. I look way better than any of the guys that she's dated, except for Big Sean.
Heather said Jensen Ackles, hands down. His sense of humor from Supernatural and watching all those interactions, yep, he's my man. If we were both single, I would date him. I have the sense of humor of a 13-year-old boy.
Men don't like that.
I'd never take anything seriously except once in a blue moon. We would be perfect for each other.
Yeah, men don't like that.
Let's see.
Men don't like funny women.
Tasha says, Brett Eldridge, he's still single and I'm a good singer. I think we would hit it off.
Yeah, he doesn't want that.
That's all he's looking for is a singer.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that.
Kendra says, everybody says my husband looks like Bert Kreischer, so I feel like I'd have a pretty good chance with the machine.
Okay, that seems to make sense. Like, I've already got somebody that looks like that. That I understand.
Yeah. By the way, ladies, just posting pictures of Gabe Kapler, the coach of the San Francisco Giants, and saying he's hot. That does not mean you could actually get a date with him if you were to meet him in real life.
Or Gabe Kaplan.
Yeah. It's not your just your hall pass. It's the person you actually think you could get a date with. Kat said Snoop because she dreamed about that once. She said she once had a dream that they were on a date.
Gross. Yeah. I mean, I like him, but he's not, not exactly Mr. Handsome Man.
Yeah. Brittany said, I've always loved Kevin James.
Yeah.
That there's something about Kevin James. She thinks he'd be perfect. Tina said Johnny Depp because I hear he likes him crazy. That's, okay, it makes a little sense. The one name that has come up more than any other, Jason Bateman.
I love Jason Bateman.
60 some odd comments on this, and there are at least 5 women that have said Jason Bateman.
Well, and here's the thing. You're judging Jason Bateman by the roles that he plays.
Right.
Jason Bateman in person is kind of weird, standoffish, kind of gives me that feeling, yeah.
So that's just how you think he's that way, right?
Yeah.
And then Connie had my favorite response. I'd like to have Channing Tatum, but in reality, Flavor Flav.
Well done.
Something happened on yesterday's Ace and Friends podcast. I told a story that I thought was common knowledge, and apparently everybody loved it, including my sister who DM'd me about it. Coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
As a proven leader in managed IT services, CompuCom delivers innovative solutions designed for how you work today. They'll help you deliver results no matter where you are on your digital transformation journey. It's all at CompuCom. Go to CompuCom.com to find out more.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
So Dune is one of the top trending topics right now. Dune 2 is out in theaters today. Critics are raving about this movie, the new Timothée Chalamet vehicle, or Timothée Chalamet.
I like that one better.
Right.
Timothée Chalamet.
If you want to say it right, it's Timothée.
Yeah. Did you see what advice he said Leo gave him in the beginning?
No.
When he started in really getting good parts and stuff. He said Leo told him something, don't do this, and then the other one was, don't do superhero movies.
No way.
Yeah, because Martin Scorsese is Leo's daddy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like those superhero movies, so he probably taught Leo that from the beginning.
Don't do it.
Well, that's what you'll always be seen as from then on, so it just kind of ruins you.
Right.
You're right.
Look at old Aquaman. What's his name?
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I forgot his name. He's Aquaman.
He's Aquaman now.
Aquaman, Iron Man.
Yeah. That Iron Man, he never had a decent part anyway. Bless his heart. He hadn't done a
jack
thing.
Squat other than Iron Man.
Can't act his way out of a wet paper bag.
I think he does regret doing them.
Yeah.
I think he does. I think he's kind of cooled off now that he's so far removed from it. He's made a couple of comments like,
Who, Iron Man?
yeah, he's not, I don't think he's super into it anymore.
He's one of my favorite actors. Outside of Iron
great.
Man stuff. Yeah.
You know what I
really
hear?
good.
He's not super into it, but I bet he's into the $40 million some odd dollars he's made on that deal.
They all do
way
that.
more than that.
They always talk trash about the superhero movies after they're well removed from it to maintain some integrity as an actor. So Dune 2 is out in theaters today. You can go see it in an IMAX theater if you'd like. Here's a name you haven't heard in a while. Jussie Smollett. He's out of a 5-month rehab program. He just completed a rehab stint for substance abuse. But he still got this whole trial about to happen about, whatever they're going to hit him with over the lying to police charges. So he's fighting a conviction and a jail sentence. So nothing like coming straight out of rehab. Facing that.
It's like I had to go back to rehab.
Fun.
That sounds like a lot more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Today is National Horse Protection Day. So if you see a horse getting abused...
horse. Sorry.
Horse.
Sorry.
Really did think.
I would never say that word on the radio. You got to go protect them. So if you see a horse getting abused, defend them.
Yeah.
It's also National Employee Appreciation Day. So I will help you load all the gifts that you got for me into my car after Now Trending. Because those are just a few things that are now trending.
We hear, all the time we hear people talking about their, what is it called? Your celebrity hall pass? Your celebrity hall pass. But let's say, for a moment, let's suspend reality and say you really could meet a celebrity. Is there a celebrity that you genuinely think, not that you desire the most, but that you genuinely think, I think I could pull a date with that celebrity? I am stunned at what some members of the radio family think is possible. Coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today. You could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Ace and TJ show sponsored by Richard Toccato. Get a home equity line. All it takes is one short phone call with Richard. He's a mortgage expert, Ace and TJ's buddy, like their actual friend.
He's the best. He's very good at what he does.
Yeah, I like him. Just watching the commercials, I like him.
My kids had Christmas because of Richard Toccato. I'm not lying. My wife got Christmas gifts, and my kids got Christmas gifts because of Richard Toccato at the Richard Toccato Companies.
Homewithrichard.com.
That's right.
So I find myself all the time using phrases you guys use, just on the show and off the air and stuff like that. And there's many of those things. And I do that with my parents too. Like you become the people that you spend most time around. And I spend more time around you two and my parents than anybody else. But the other day I caught myself using like the most country. I said something like not much bigger than a June bug or something like that, or something that what is that phrase?
No bigger than a June bug.
You ain't much bigger than no bigger than a June bug. I went, what the hell is that? If I had said that in front of my parents, they would have looked at me cross-eyed. But I think about that kind of stuff all the time. You pick up little things here and there. And TJ's pointed out that there are imitators in the radio world that will take things that he has said, calling everything a journey was one of them. Mm-hmm. That got used, that's done prolific now. Mm-hmm. They'll even just rip off like whole bits. There's a show that does the Week in Review. Didn't even change the song.
There really is.
Yeah. People love sending that to me, which is fine. And kind of part of it is flattering.
But that's a little bit too much. Like they literally perform the actual song.
Yeah, with all the same lyrics
words,
and everything.
Yeah. This is my song. It's called The Week in Review. It's like, what?
Are they friends of ours in the business?
I don't know. I don't even know them. I don't know. But anyway, the point is, you can learn a lot from the Ace and TJ show. What is something fun, a fun fact that you learned from the Ace and TJ show? Like, obviously, Ace and TJ probably were the first people to tell you about the weight of Elvis's colon at the time.
Elvis's colon was twice its normal size due to a buildup of white fecal matter.
That's the one I was saving in my back pocket.
No, that's a classic one. I think really everybody knows that because of this show. But there's a lot of that stuff, and you know what? As soon as we hear them, we're going to go, oh yeah, that was from the show as well. Yeah. So what is it for you? It might be a phrase, it might be a story you remembered, like when Ace taught that he was dating that woman with the kid, and
I did not.
I didn't even say anything.
But I did not do that. I did not teach that kid how to ride a bike.
So we'll get your fun fact from the Ace and TJ show next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime, thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin. Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. You know, I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Talking about things that you learned from the Ace and TJ show. So many things. I mean, this is not just a radio show. It's a teachable moment.
It's a way of life.
It's a learning opportunity. It's a way of life. And a lot of people treat it that way. They have the Ace and TJ show playing in their house when they're doing laundry or when they're just hanging out with their kids. It's always on.
I got one that I learned a long time ago, and I don't know if it's been approached lately. Birds ain't got no feelings.
Birds ain't got no feelings. That's a good one.
No, I don't remember how I learned if a caller said that or TJ said it or something. But birds ain't got no feelings. And that just stuck with me. Birds ain't got no feelings.
That's a great one.
Not true. But for years, that and crack don't smoke itself.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, that was very early days. Crack don't smoke itself.
What was the birds ain't got no feelings thing?
Just talking about chickens and stuff like that.
You kill
the
them.
animal rights people,
Sure.
We're saying stuff.
Yeah. I think Drew has the perfect one, that rednecks are in every state, not just the South.
Yeah,
I mean, that's something that you never hear anywhere.
That is a life lesson that TJ said one day, and it couldn't have been proven more true than we had that girl from Modesto that came to work for us. Her name was Madden. We love her. And she came in and said, I mean, there's a lot of rednecks around here. And then she told us a story about her dad sitting outside their empty swimming pool in a lawn chair, throwing empty beer cans into it. Like, that's redneck. And then she realized, oh, my God, he's 100% right.
Yeah. He said, you living in Charlotte? A lot of rednecks up there, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't see it in himself.
Sure. Rich just has kind of a funny one. I'm not as redneck as I thought. Well, that's a good one. We've had, when we do Rate Your Redneck, obviously we have some of the classic redneck stories. Jesselyn said the truth about red velvet cake.
Ooh.
That's another one. I learned that on the show.
Yeah. TJ always says,
It's chocolate.
It's just chocolate.
It's just chocolate.
It's chocolate cake.
You're being fooled.
It's ruined it for me.
Yeah. Well, Rob, you got brought up.
Oh, I did.
Amanda said that the Pythagorean theorem can be used in gaming. I forgot about that. And that was recent, wasn't it? Rob was talking about using the Pythagorean theorem while playing Dungeons and Dragons.
It's like, who uses that? He's like, I use that all the time in Dungeons and Dragons.
That was less than a year ago.
Like a month ago.
That's the only formula I have in my mind. A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
I still don't know how you use that.
So we're learning a lot.
Well, right. Valerie here said, Rob taught me it's perfectly okay to avoid people you know in stores.
Yeah, well, it's not. Americans are falling out of love with cereal, but not these ones. I'll tell you what they are next.
It's a radio show. It's a podcast. And And it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ Show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin. Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting, there's no appraisal. You know, I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com. It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics. Neogenics.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Have you gotten the new Ace and TJ family app? It's great. Listen to the Ace and TJ show, listen to TJ's podcast, listen to Ace and Friends. Super easy to access right there from the front page of the Ace and TJ family app. People are loving it. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. It's great. acetj.com/app. So next week is National Cereal Day, and cereal's been in the news this week because the CEO of Kellogg's made that statement about how people, if they're feeling the crunch of financial pressures, should try eating cereal for dinner. It's a cheap option. And people were livid. Even though that's been a campaign that Kellogg's has been doing for years.
And it shows how soft people are.
It makes total sense.
The guy, and far be it from me to take up for Kellogg's people, because I don't really use Kellogg's products that much because of political reasons. But the guy goes, oh, how do you think that's going to land with people saying that? It's not like he said, eat heroin for dinner.
Yeah.
Eat meth because it's cheap.
Yeah, but that guy knew. He's like, how do you think it's going to land? And that guy and the CEO said, well, it's been landing pretty well in the last few years because we've been doing this campaign. But when it came out about his salary and stuff, people were like, this is, so insulting because this guy's making so much money.
I just don't know why that matters. He's not being, what does it matter? Maybe he got that much money because he's smart and he just said, hey, here's an idea. If you're short on funds, this is a great way to get a good meal that you like and save a lot of money.
I think you got to be able to pass a mental test, like they're always trying to get Biden to take, in order to have social media. I really think we've gotten to that. Or an IQ test. If you're so stupid that that's going to be a problem that you're going to jump up and scream about, then you need to have the social media taken away from you.
I agree.
And I think one point people are missing is that cereal for dinner is awesome. It's great. I love it. I will eat cereal for dinner.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's delicious.
It's not like he said eat cat turds or anything that you don't want to do. It's like cereal's awesome for dinner. We used to do it all the time. But in preparation for National Cereal Day, which happens next Thursday, try to guess the top three cereals in America right now.
Corn Flakes.
No.
Frosted Flakes.
Honey Bunches of Oats at number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Cream
those.
of Wheat at number 2.
Yeah.
Really?
Does that even qualify as
It's
a
a
cereal?
hot cereal.
It's a hot cereal. And number 1?
Raisin Bran?
Oatmeal.
Cheerios. Not Honey Nut
Plain old Cheerios.
Not Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. We're talking Yellow Box.
There must have just been
Cheerios.
a bunch of old Yankees in that study. It had to be. It had to be.
Yeah.
So depressing.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.